For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Atwalls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm going to give you a bit of a review video on a backpacking tent from Vango. So with me here today I've got the Vango Tryfon. The Tryfon is available in a 200 and a 300, i.e. a 2-person or a 3-person version. The joys of it actually is it's a well ventilated tent. It's actually, from a specification point of view, it's actually quite high. You know, one thing I do like is all the little quirky features you've got throughout the tent. We'll kind of go through that during this video itself. We've got aluminium poles which essentially cross over, and also then you have additional ones that you will then insert sort of after the fact. The whole premise of the tent is designed that you can actually pitch it with the inner on its own, or alternatively put your then waterproof fly sheet directly onto it. You've got mesh throughout the actual tent, not only at the base of each end, in terms of the way that your foot would be, or your head would be, and also the side doors. Now, it is kind of symmetrical in a way that you have like a door that comes out like so. Creates a bit more of a gear store. You can almost have it behind, or at least that way if the weather does turn, for example, you have a different entrance. You can kind of come and go as you please, and you haven't got to worry about the rain coming and driving directly into the actual tent itself. It uses kind of Vango's really nice sort of eco fabric. So generally what it is, it's a 70 denier material. It's actually made from single-use plastics. So things like plastic bottles, things like that. Basically, they take plastic bottles, make them into chips, basically it's melted down and extruded out into yarn. Yarn makes the material, and voila, here we go. So it's a really nice waterproof level. You've got an embossed element to it as well, so it does feel a little bit thicker than you would think for a normal 70D. And a 3000mm high-sheet heads is a good waterproof rating as well. Even the inner tent, for example, is made from the sort of single-use plastics. The door itself can open up from right to left or left to right. And to be fair, the doors also can double up with using a walking pole, so you can actually make a little kind of canopy out of it. Personally, I'll probably have it just along the top part, but again, it works out really quite nicely. Just gives you, again, a bit more extra space for when the weather does turn and you want an area to cook underneath. I think that's probably more, if anything, what I would probably utilise that function mainly for. The door itself rolls from right to left or left to right, so you can also have it in the middle if you really wanted to. But what it allows you to do is, again, depending on which way the wind's coming, you can open it and orientate yourself so you've got a bit more protection directly from it. Of course, you can open yourself up fully, so the zips can go fully out to the top. So again, it leaves you very kind of exposed to how you've got to look at, and then you've still got your rain-safe door. The side door itself, the main kind of entrance door, has, like I said, a whole mesh part built into it. So not only have you got your normal part like so, there is, that will go inside, a secondary zip puller. So you can have, like I said, bug-free protection. So you almost create a whole kind of mesh part, so the mesh sides either way, and then the front and the back. And with me here, I've got the sort of 200, just to give you a bit of an idea. So the 300 is a little bit bigger. In terms of its height, it's about 115 in its sort of maximum height internally, whereas the 300 is 125. From a weight point of view, you're looking around about 3.6 kilograms for the 200, and then 4.3 kilograms for the 300. Pretty certain I got that correct. Overall, size-wise, it's quite generous, and due to the kind of the nature of the point as well. I think that's one thing I do quite like is there's plenty of room in here, especially headroom height. You can sit up in here more than happily. And I'll bring the camera in shortly, but you can see the mesh in the whole sort of top section. Mesh panels directly at the base of the feet, which again is all about key ventilation. Again, you can also sort of open and close this directly from the inside, so you can sort of chop and change depending on kind of what the weather's doing. But having that sort of ventilation panel, certainly on those warmer days, is going to be a really big benefit. Storage pockets located in the side, so you can actually declutter the tent and put key aspects of like phones and things like that, torches, and easy accessible points, and keep it inside with you. But in fact, let's bring the camera in actually, just to get a bit more of a feel for the Tryfon. So yeah, like I said, we've got obviously a nice big opening at the moment, but I'll zip that back up just to give you a bit more of a truer feel of it. Apex vents at the top there as well, so you've got a really nice ventilation panel to keep airflow in, so even when you don't want the lower level ones open, it gives you a bit more of an option from that side of things. As we kind of come into it, you can see obviously the top and the back have their own kind of little footers. Little storage pockets built into the side, and we've got the mesh door fully open there. And the roof vents, as we sort of could see from the outside, which will remain fully open as well. And or you can just have it pure, openings if you really wanted to. So you've got two doors, your external sort of weather-tight door, and then obviously your ventilation door works really well. But like I said, because it's the same either way, again, you can sort of block yourself out from the wind, and also then the overall rain. Instead, you've got these poles that run along like so, so that gives it a bit more elevation, and it's structurally strong. Was because you got kind of crossover dome kind of style, generally it is pretty fairly robust. Like I said, the fly sheet just merely kind of clips on. So what you're going to do is clip it on as when you go for it. So it shows you a bit more. There's the extra poles as well. So just insert those afterwards, but you can have it as like I said, a complete fly, and just add those on nice and easily. And because it's all very clipped, it's very easy to chop and change it. Again, for sort of packing it and storing it, again, it helps to distribute the weight. Someone can take the fly sheet and the poles, whereas the other one can take the inner tent, for example, and the pegs. For more information on the Tryfan, you're welcome to check the link below this video, take you straight through to our website with more information on things like the pack sizes, floor dimensions, individual features all spelled out for you as well as the latest prices and offers we do on the particular part as well. And we always love to hear feedback from you as well. It's always great to hear, what you think, what you like, what you don't like. We can always then pass that back on to Vango if need be. But that's our little video review on the Tryfan, be it the 200 with me here or the slightly larger 300. Hopefully it's been helpful, and hopefully we'll see you again soon in that next video.